Hi, welcome to another video on my BeagleBoard running Ubuntu Linux, controlling a fischertechnik rubber interface and my monorail. Last time I had the idea to replace the wired powers white power wire by applying power to a rail, and then it's the obvious goal to have the wire which is connected to the motor get everything from the rail, and I have one power rail, or more appropriate, the ground rail. However, the rest of the the ground rail has not been constructed yet, so that is what I intend to do now. I have one holder that should actually hold a new or an extension to this ground rail, and in order to make that I have to make sure that this is nicely aligned. So in order to do that I have to make a few adjustments, and this may be just that adjustment. Here it is one up and then this, so this should do. Then measuring a new rod, so it should be somewhere like here in, and I think this groove will do. Let me adjust the cam angle a bit. This groove should be doing its job. Now I have to take care that the wires are not damaged. I take this one out, and let's see which distance I chose. Okay, one here or one here. I think this should do. So I have to put it carefully in the groove without ruining everything else. And this has to be in the same line with this one, and I think this is manageable. And then I think we have a nice setup. So let's put the rail in. Is it the same or is it not the same? It goes up, and why does it go up? That's a good question. It's not exactly the same to my disappointment, but why? It certainly does look like exactly the same. Anyway, that's one thing. So this still runs nicely, and it may be better that it goes that way anyway. This is too much space, too little space for the rod to be held. So one groove to the left is better. Anyway, that is the idea, to extend it. And then this rod, let me adjust the cam angle again, and then considering the length of this rod, it is too much, so it should be a shorter rod, and one more here of this one, and that should do. My idea was to put this one here, but then it sticks over the edge, and the rod sticks over the edge, and I can't use that, so I will have to cope with this. So then it's the point to put this in some place with this rod, and it actually looks like that this would be a nice position. So let's see how this ends up. Might do. But still it is not at the same height or so, so maybe a little adjustment. And the only real worry is that it may do like this, and if this rod goes the same way, you get this effect. And a solution for that may be to do a clamp here, but everything is being quite loose on the supports, and the same goes for this. So I may have to do a solution like here, which I, by the way, also did right at the start. I have both sides the same solution, so I suppose I should do the same here. And that way this rod won't fall off, and the only problem could be this one, but with this one stuck, there's no chance on sliding off. Not as easily, at least. So then we have this carriage. Oops, see, there's, it already goes a little bit wrong by just moving this carriage along. It is quite fragile. And why would it be like that? That is a good question. And this already again shows the problem, because this wire keeps stuck in the groove. So it needs to be up and here somewhere, somehow. But I haven't figured that out yet, how to do that exactly. Anyway, let's go back here. Let's first fix this one. Although, yeah, first fix this and then look further. Replacing this by this part requires a little bit of destruction removal. Carefully. And then this part should be just fitting in here. And the question how far this should go, but this seems quite nice. It has to press a very little bit so it makes contact here. And so far it seems quite alright. And then the big question is, how do I power? How do I power the carriage? Well, the idea is that something slides over it, and that's something that should have some weight, and this is the idea I've come up with for now. So this small rod should be sliding over this rail, and it kind of fits here somehow, and for now I fit it here in here. I put it on the rail, and then it slides over it, but it tilts this way. So I should probably use a thinner part instead of this one, where it where it could work, and that could very well be parts that I let me show, that I use here as well. They're smaller and they can fit either here or here, so that is adjustable. So let's see how that is going to work out. And then when it works out, I have to apply pieces of staple like I did on the start of the track, because I have to conduct the power from this rod over to the motor, and I did that here from the controller. So the same type of idea should be applied here. But let's first apply it to the carriage. So with this construction, let's see how it ends up here. Either one of these. I think I'll take this one for now. So this would actually slide in more or less to the end, and then sliding back on. And then it should remain that way. And the question is, will it? And of course, when this is succeeding, the same kind of idea would apply here. And then these rods should of course not touch each other. This would short circuit. So somehow this notch is coming inside, and then having some construction that puts it right here somehow. But I have to keep balance here, so that is a very important part, and that is also why I put this actually straight to the end. Would this give any friction? As far as I can see, it won't. Although I do have to take care. But at least this wire would be coming off the plate. And also I have to keep in mind that the staple, which I will bend across around this rod in the same fashion as at the start of the track, will be this is going to be a challenge, because this is not far enough, not wide enough from each other, so I might have to cut it further so that everything would apply nicely. So what to do first, this construction or applying the staple around the rod? Let's think about it. I think the construction comes first, so let's do that and see how far we get. After some trying, I've come up with this idea. So this slides over the slightly elevated ground rod, this one, and this with spring slides over the less elevated monorail rod. So when everything is put nicely over the rails, it is supposed to tap the power, and the only thing that needs to be done is apply a staple around both rods, and then just like on the at the start of the track, put a staple, put the connector on the staple, and then it should work in theory. Question is, will it? There's only one way to find out, and that is to do it. So I'm going to try to apply the staple to both rods. Now the staples have been applied around the rods, the guidance rods. The wire has been applied. So the question is, does it even work? And the simplest test is just to start the program and see what happens, if anything happens. Well, you would say that yes, something does happen. Although the propeller clearly stops, and I don't know why. but the idea works, and that is absolutely nice. But it moves very slow, which is of course caused by the weight of the extra parts. So the fact that it starts and immediately returns is probably due to the timing that is set, because without the weight it just quickly goes and then it picks up here and it goes on. So this is a matter of timing. It doesn't need any help from here. Now, why doesn't it want to go back? And again it reverses the direction. And you can clearly see that that way is much more powerful than that way. So I have to think of something to improve that, if it is possible anyway, because I am dealing with the properties of a propeller. And right now this is a new chapter, a new problem I'm facing. But at least I'm happy that my idea works. And here the direction changes. But why? This light is on, this light is on, the other light is on as well. Let me show you. So this light is clearly on, and the control light right there is on. So everything works. So then why does it change any direction right here? And here it completely stops, and I move it a very little bit, and then it goes. Right, things to think about. So with this newly constructed power construction, it is time to take a look at the timing, since it shows that by the increased weight and probably the resistance of the power rods over the monorail rods and the ground rods, I need to probably increase this speed. Not increase the speed, increase the sleeping time. And sleeping time in this case is just that it runs longer. This already is 3, this is 3, this is 1. What I also noticed off camera was that although the power is nicely transferred from rod to rod, on the ground rod, there are 3 ground rods behind each other, it also depends on their connection. It sounds logical, it is logical, but then again they should be aligned nicely. When that is not the case, there's a serious problem. Anyway, time to run it again and see whatever happens. And this time it falls still after leaving the start of the track. So that is not exactly what I intended. Anyway, let's try again manually. Yeah, 3 seconds is too short. 3 seconds is too short. Let's make it 6 seconds. And see how long this works. Okay, let's there's no response. Why is there no response at all? Not quite sure. Alright, that is because the network connection is off. Let me apply the network connection. And I should see something right here. I have a connection problem. Oops. And with the Wi-Fi connection restored, I can do anything again. And it turns out that for some reason Sleep 6 is not exactly working out. So Digital 8 and Digital 7 is too far ahead, because here is right now a problem. And those were not even 6 seconds that it starts and goes on. Maybe I should reconstruct it, but I am not quite sure, because it does. Oh, that is remarkable. None of the lights are working. Is working. The lights are not working at all. Why would that be? Somehow everything collapses now and then, but right now this is a problem, because without the lights there's nothing to check, because it depends on the lights here and of course here. These are light receptors, and without lights everything goes not. Anyway, time to check that out. Despite the change in sleeping time, as far as light 6 goes, it comes here and it stops. I'll show you once again. So here it actually blocks the light, and as you can see, the light isn't even burning. It's completely off, as is this light. And now you will see with even 6 seconds, if it is 6 seconds, and right now it doesn't do anything anymore. What I also have to keep in mind is the wire, because let me change the camera angle. What you can see is here the wire getting stuck behind this support. So this wire should be somehow here. Another problem to solve anyway. But why is it doing anything right now? Because the connection has connection is restored. So let's do it again. Yep. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. There's not even 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't even make 6 seconds. And I think that is the problem part. So yeah, got a few questions about it. The idea is very nice, proven to be working, but it is much heavier now. So timing needs to be adjusted. The wires and this construction may need to be relocated to in between the wheels, maybe. This wire needs to be put somewhere. The lights have to be checked, and that's it for now. Enough to do next time, as I just showed. And this has been a nice development. Always nice when when an idea works out. So thank you for watching. If you like my video and my other videos, please consider to support my blog with videos by making a small donation. Information you can find on my website, which is mentioned in the start of the video, as you have seen, and under this video. And if you don't use PayPal, contact me so I can give you another way. Once again, thank you for watching, and certainly to be continued.